If you wear a spacesuit, how long can you last on all the planets in the universe? Which planet is the scariest? Which planet is the most suitable for human migration? Today, we are going to take a magical space trip based on the confirmed outer star environment in the Milky Way to feel what other planets outside the Earth look like. Let's find a planet in the solar system to experience it first. Venus, which is closest to the Earth, is a good choice. Its volume and quality are not much different from that of the Earth. So Venus has become the primary target of many astronomers' explorations. In 1982, when the Soviet space shuttle Venus 13 broke through all the difficulties and successfully arrived at Venus, the planet with the highest surface temperature in the solar system. It was unbelievable that Venus's surface temperature was as high as 463 degrees Celsius, and the atmosphere pressure was 90 times that of the Earth. And it often rained. Any known life could not survive there. However, Venus 13 created a miracle in such an extreme environment. It successfully transmitted images and data for 127 minutes, until it was finally destroyed by high temperature and high pressure. Although you are wearing a spacesuit, at such an extreme temperature, the temperature inside the spacesuit will rise rapidly. You begin to heat up gradually and lose consciousness instantly. The whole process may only take more than 10 minutes, and the internal temperature reaches the critical level and life ends. So Venus is one of the scariest planets with the highest temperature in the solar system. When you walk out of the solar system, you will find that the closest planet to us is 4.2 light years away. And now we are going to explore Venus. On the way to this planet, you need to know how scary Venus will be, because it revolves around a red dwarf star called Venus, and this red dwarf star has exploded the strongest star in the Milky Way. This means that you will continue to be exposed to super strong radiation. Although Venus is relatively small in size and has only 1/8 of the mass of the Sun, the strength of the dwarf star can reach 100 times that of the Sun. In 2021, a paper was published in the Journal of Astronomy. In 2019, scientists observed the strongest dwarf star in history on Venus. This little red dwarf star increased its brightness by 14,000 times in just 7 seconds. According to scientists' observations, Venus has almost the same amount of radiation as the Sun. This frequent radiation causes Venus to become a planet full of death. So when you first step on Venus, you can feel a kind of invisible pressure. Fortunately, the astronaut suit you are wearing has a certain anti-radiation function, but in front of such strong radiation on Venus, it still looks a little powerless. An hour later, RICO on the astronaut suit, that is, intelligent life detection and analysis equipment, will give you a hint. It tells you that the level of radiation in your body is rising rapidly. Your heart suddenly raises to your throat, because you clearly know that the radiation here is far beyond what the human body can bear. On Earth, the natural background radiation that people receive is about 2 to 3 times a year. And on Venus, the radiation is increasing at an amazing rate every hour. As time goes by, your body begins to swell and hurt, as if there are countless needles in your body. These are the damage caused by radiation to the human body, which eventually leads to the gradual decay of its organs. Life will enter the countdown. In fact, in addition to having super strong radiation on Venus, there is also an extreme environment. Because it has long been fixed to the west, so this planet is always facing the star, which is constantly heated by the star, and the temperature may reach hundreds of degrees Celsius. On the other side, it is always in the cold darkness, and the temperature drops to less than 100 degrees Celsius, or even lower. You can feel the real pulse and pulse of Venus. In addition to Venus, the thin atmosphere cannot play an effective protective role at all. So any life here may be threatened at any time. It's hard for you to move your feet. Every step is like a race against time. You clearly know that you must return to the spaceship as soon as possible to escape from this planet full of death. However, the bad environment of Venus makes it impossible for you to move. The sandstorm constantly hits your spacesuit, and your vision becomes more and more blurred. In the end, under the double blow of radiation and the bad environment, you fell to the barren Earth of Venus. Your life is marked here. Venus, this seemingly close planet, has become the death zone of human astronauts. The next planet you are going to is the famous Kepler-22b. This super-Earth is about 600 light-years away from the solar system. Its radius is 2.1 times that of the Earth, and its quality is 9 times that of the Earth. Fortunately, it is in the home of the mother planet, and it takes 290 days to travel a week. In theory, Kepler-22b has all the necessary conditions for life. However, when you really step on this land, you will find that it is not as beautiful as you imagined. Scientists have speculated that Kepler-22b may have a large atmosphere with oxygen. So we have high expectations for this planet. And oxygen is the air we breathe every day. But after Rico's test, 513, we found that the oxygen content here is up to 58%. 516, which is far more than 21% of the Earth's atmosphere. 520, the high oxygen environment has a disastrous impact on the human body. 523, at first you may still feel that breathing is smooth. 526, and even a little excited. 527, but soon you will feel something wrong. 530, your face and hands begin to twitch uncontrollably. 533, and then you will fall into the sea for a while. 536, the vision also begins to become narrower and narrower. 538, and there is tunnel vision. 540, this is a series of physiological reactions caused by the high oxygen environment. And Kepler-22b is so huge that the pressure here is much higher than that of the Earth. When the atmosphere with oxygen meets the high-pressure environment, all organs of the body are under tremendous pressure. 10 minutes later, you can't even stand still, and your body trembles uncontrollably. Coordination is completely lost, and breathing becomes more and more difficult. Life is also disappearing little by little. The important thing is that in the atmosphere of Kepler-22b, there may still be all kinds of extraterrestrial compounds that we have never seen. These compounds may cause various unknown fatal dangers to the human body. The most terrible thing is that the thick atmosphere of this planet may also cause unimaginable strong storms. In the atmosphere, there may still be carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. When they are mixed with water, they will turn into acid rain and corrode everything on the planet. Superstars like Kepler-22b, which are super high pressure and dense atmospheres, must be accompanied by extreme storms. In such a fierce storm, the frequent appearance of thousands of volts of lightning is enough to make any life desperate. You are constantly facing various fatal threats on Kepler-22b. Every step is like wandering on the gates of hell. You know very well that you must leave here as soon as possible. Otherwise, what awaits you will be the abyss of death. So, 36G is the best choice. After the life and death test of Kepler-22b, you drive a spaceship to Kepler-186f, which is 492 light-years away. This outer space planet is also located on the mother planet's moving belt. It is considered to be one of the planets most similar to Earth outside our solar system. Because it is only 11% larger than the Earth, its mass is about 1.44 times that of the Earth. It takes about 130 days to travel around the mother planet. When you step on this land, you will find that it is warmer than the Earth. The temperature reading shows that this planet is 23 degrees Celsius. The gentle climate makes you feel very comfortable. The surrounding scenery also surprises you. Plants and animals are everywhere, as if you are in a beautiful garden. When Rico analyzes the oxygen here, it is 20%. When you hear this data, you must be very happy. You think it's a big deal, so you took off your helmet without hesitation. After all, on Earth, such oxygen content is no more than normal, so you feel the air of this planet as much as you can. However, you missed a point. There are a lot of plant life on the outie planet. It doesn't mean that this planet must be suitable for humans to live in. The life here has been evolved over a long time. Maybe there has already been a huge change. No one knows what unexpected danger will bring. As expected, you just breathed in the air here. You feel something wrong. Your throat starts to itch. Then Rico's voice resounds again. It detects that there are unknown toxic buns in the air. It is causing harm to the human body. It turns out that the air here is full of toxic buns. These buns begin to break down as they breathe into your body. Your body function will drop rapidly. 840. Breathing becomes more and more difficult. 842. Your vision also begins to become blurred. 843. At this time, you realize that you are too careless. 848. Anything can happen in this outer world. 850. You can't simply judge other outer planets with the thinking of the Earth. 854. What's more terrible is that Rico reminds you that it's raining here right now. 859. When you hear this answer, you cry without tears. 901. It is necessary to know that in the universe, 903, some satellites and planets are not necessarily For example, Saturn's satellite, Saturn V, not only is its temperature extremely low, but it also often rains heavily. Although the temperature of Kepler-186f is not as extreme as Saturn V, the rain on the planet will react with the gas in the atmosphere. If this planet has enough volcanic activity, coupled with the carbon dioxide generated by natural decay, the acid rain concentration will be quite high. You try to get back to the spaceship and escape from this terrible acid rain, but it's too late. Acid rain burns your body directly. You struggle to move your feet. Every step is like fighting with the god of death. In the end, you fell into the acid rain and lasted less than 30 minutes. Unexpectedly, this seemingly beautiful planet is actually full of danger. It is really not suitable for human survival. After experiencing the acid rain nightmare of Kepler-186f, we will go to another outer planet, Kepler-452b. This planet is 50% larger than the Earth, 10.4, about 1,400 light-years away from our solar system. 10.6, because the gravity of Kepler-452b is much greater than that of the Earth. 10.9, it makes your actions very slow. 10.12, you have to spend a lot of energy every step. 10.15, and the environment here is also completely different from the Earth. 10.19, fortunately, it is also in the habitation of the mother planet. 10.21, it's just that it takes 1 year more than the Earth for 20 days. 10.24, it takes 385 days to travel around the world. This makes it able to receive the right amount of light and heat. The surface temperature is more suitable for human survival. This presents the actual facts linked to the actual facts of our solar system. When Rico indicates that the average surface temperature here is below 8 degrees Celsius, this average surface temperature is more likely to provide life-sustaining and reproduction. Because you finally found a planet that is very suitable for human survival. It's full of light with everything in it. It's abundant air with this dense packed full of life in it, and persistent sees it. In addition, its atmospheric composition is similar to the Earth. It contains an appropriate amount of gas, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. 1130, which provides the basic conditions for the existence of life. The distance between this planet and the mother planet is about 1.5 billion kilometers. As we just said, the orbital cycle of Kepler-25b is about 385 days, which is similar to the cycle of the Earth. This means that humans will not face too many difficulties in adapting to its seasonal changes and night shifts. Although its gravity is slightly greater than that of the Earth, humans can gradually get used to it after a period of adaptation. Therefore, we can learn that Kepler-25b has shown its consistency in many aspects. In the process of humans moving to planets outside the Earth, it is undoubtedly an extremely potential candidate. It may carry the hopes and dreams of humans for the future and become a new home for us in the universe. After staying on Kepler-45b for a while, you drive the spaceship back to the TRAPPIST-1d, which is very similar to the solar system. Because there are 7 outer space planets in the star system, which are only about 40 light-years away from us. These 7 outer space planets are all surrounded by a small red dwarf star called TRAPPIST-1. In this system, there are at least 3 planets in a belt of stars. It sounds good, but it's actually very dangerous. The surface of TRAPPIST-1d also contains liquid water. You can even see other TRAPPIST-1d planets from here. The scenery looks spectacular. However, there is a fatal crisis behind this beauty. 1227. Because the 7 planets in the star system are too close to each other. 1232. The frequency of small planets hitting these planets is very high. 1235. And it is more unpredictable. 1237. At this time, a dense meteor shower suddenly hit TRAPPIST-1d. 1241. You seem to have seen the end of the world. 1244. What you didn't expect is that there is extreme high temperature here. 1247. You breathe heavily and look for places to hide. 1250. But on this chaotic planet, you have nowhere to run. 1254. The most important thing is that the planet TRAPPIST-1d is only 3.3 million kilometers away from the mother star. 1330. Every 4 days, it goes around the mother star. Such a fast orbit, plus being very close to the star, causes the weather here to be extremely complicated. Because the distance is too close, the planet is hit by a direct and fierce star storm every day. This is not an ordinary storm, but a shockwave. They hit the planet at an extremely fast speed. The force is enough to directly wrap the atmosphere of the planet, especially during the star storm. The atmosphere of TRAPPIST-1d will quickly rise and expand. The whole planet is like being baked in the oven. And when the star storm calms down, the atmosphere will shrink sharply, leading to a sudden decrease in pressure. This intense change in pressure will cause super strong storms on the planet and rapid temperature changes. On TRAPPIST-1d, you are constantly facing extreme high temperatures, weather collisions, and crazy weather 3 times. You can feel the fatal crisis every moment. You know very well that you have to leave this planet as soon as possible. Otherwise, the death will come to you. After this series of thrilling space travel, you take a spaceship back to the long-awaited solar system. At this time, you deeply experience the vastness and mystery of the universe, as well as the small and fragile humanity in front of the universe. Unexpectedly, among the many outer planets confirmed by the galaxy, each has its own unique environment and danger. Behind some seemingly beautiful planets, there is actually a fatal crisis. From the super strong radiation of the Billon star coin to the high oxygen environment of Kepler-22b, then to the sour rain of Kepler-186f and the chaotic weather collisions and crazy weather of TRAPPIST-1d. all make us feel how terrible these outer planets are. Although the universe is full of unknown and danger, human exploration of space has never stopped. Every space travel gives us a deeper understanding of the universe. Although we can't really go to these small outer planets to find out, but with the continuous progress of science and technology, we believe that in the distant future, humans will definitely be able to find their own new home in the universe. At that time, we will make better use of the resources of the universe to expand the human survival space and realize the ultimate dream of human star immigration.